serve a gift to the world to be great. This is the Gifted Podcast, and I'm your host Khalil. And today we are here to talk about something interesting. Na leo na feel tu nibonge na maboys wangu, so unajua manze, like najua nyinyi ni wajanja, so like I really don't feel like I have anything new to tell you other than what you know. And of course manze, of course what you know is really important, because like the world can be constructed in two ways. In the first way is in the form of your actions, because me personally I feel like everyone is as a result of his own work. Yeah, any like, as much as you are here for a reason and for a season, and you are controlled mostly by yourself and by your family and by what you want and by your desires most of the times, but you are as a result of who you make yourself to be. And what I mean out of that statement is, like, so many of us want to be so much, naget manze, kila mtu ako na dream, kila mtu ako na vision, kila mtu ana feel like ana belong, na ye pia anafaa kuwa anapatek, unaget manze, everyone feels like they have a voice, and that's okay because it's true. But your voice is yours if you haven't articulated it well enough to be understood by other people. What I mean is, like, what is in you can only be understood by you if it's yours. But if you integrate it with people, and if you help and communicate it with a few other people, it will be packaged in such a way that it can be understood by someone who wants to use it. Na mi najua like si kila mtu ataelewa vitu nasema, unaget manzeni, vitu lazima tu zikuwe zako. So this episode I wanted to talk about making a man. Like previously I was recording my episode and I talked about a certain book that I was writing, and I really didn't feel like I expressed myself well enough to be understood in those few minutes. And I believe that what we are here to talk about today is really powerful, to an extent that it's not only something that will make you better, but you can also share it with your friends and your family, and someone whom you really feel would need this word. And I'm here to talk about maps of meaning, and the object and the meaning. Personally, I believe that the object is just one part of what the image presents. The image is what you see. Let me use an example. If you have a girlfriend, that's just the image. I get. Let me use, like recently, there's this friend of mine who asked me, Caleb, I have this girl and she has a crush on me. Na ameniambia ananitaka. Nikamwambia umebonga na udem? Akaniambia sijabonga na udem bado, but yeye amebonga na mimi, amenipigiana namba fulani, ameniambia ako idha. Mimi nikamwambia, like, if a girl wants you and you guys haven't talked yet, that means she's in her head. Nugget, everybody is in their head and they are trying to imagine so many things. So like probably the girl is in her head imagining of a future with this guy, and this guy is my friend. Now I know him well enough, and like right now I didn't advise him on what to do, but this is what I told him. Like, if you really love this girl and if she's into you, that means she has seen you and she doesn't know you. She just see ye ukuona tu, but hakujui aje interact na wewe. So whatever she's crushing on is just an image of you, something that she feels you possess, and she has seen it in you. Na probably don't know what she has seen. Na get manze, mostly napata mtu anakupenda wewe hata unashangaa na nini kwako, but you have to flow with the vibe. So I told this guy one thing, like, if this girl wants you, first thing, personally I believe like a man should be responsible not only for his life but to those they, like, mwanaume anafaa jali watu, naget manze, like for a man you have to take care of first yourself, then anyone else who is close to you and really feel like they have the providing value to you, probably through a valuable relationship, probably through money, through a business or something. A man should take care of relationships. So basically, if this guy wants to start that relationship, anafaa kuwe na that in mind, that it's not getting himself into a place penye atafeel ni kama ako nusu manze. If you want to face life with someone, you have to put your mind in the game and really believe that you are going to step on a new stone, and this new stone is not yet attempted. Like haujui venye mnaenda, you can't predict everything. Like life hainanga manual manze, you just have to take it a day at a time and believe in your decisions. That's the first thing, and also believe that you are on the right path manze. Hakuna mtu atakwambia ati mimi nilifanya nikijua like you're all here just trying to try. So I told this guy manze, like you, if you really love someone, you just don't let that feeling dictate how the relationship works. You use your head manze, because trust gets broken but knowledge doesn't. So like I'm just trying to make him understand that life is more than what it presents, you get? Because like most of the time unapata what the image is not what you expected, and the image lies manze. That's why personally I know looks can be deceiving, yeah manze, and it's obvious because in most of the time you look at something and that's not what it really is. Now you can be fooled. That's why the Bible says Jesus will come like a thief. That means you won't know who you're talking to until it's too late, or probably you won't know who you're talking to until you don't know. But what I'm trying to talk about is the object and the meaning, and there's no complete world picture that can be generated without the use of both. I mean that how you present yourself through action and how you see the world as a place of things. Through action, I mean that there is something called cause and effect, and whatever happens is caused, probably not by you, but everything that happens is caused. That's why the Bible at times say God uses man, because man has to cause something for something to happen. That's why previously in my episode I told you guys that amtegemei mwanadamu amelaniwa. You better trust on God for God to send the right person, because you can try causing and you using someone probably through a manipulative way, a narcissistic way. It might bring fruits, yes, but it might also bring other things other than that. And what I'm trying to talk about, as I said earlier, this podcast promotes values within me, values within you, and these values is what will help you face the world from a solid foundation, because as I said, the world can be viewed continually as a forum for action. Like your action dictates who you become, and every day you are trying to act, every day you are trying to make a move, every day you are trying to better ourselves, and it's these actions that dictate how we live our lives. Now at times inaction is also action. Failure to cause something is also causing failure. Yeah, because failure to cause something causes failure. That's what I believe. So like as much as you're not acting, the inaction is also action in a way. Not communicating is also communication. So everything adds up if you do the mathematics, you get? So there's nothing that like kitu happens. Like you have to get yourself out there and do what you have to do, and it's not easy. Like it's not easy, for you have to do it every day. If it were like everyone would be winning, but not everyone is winning, because it takes a different type of mentality. You have to get out of your head and get in the game and get in the streets, and every day believe in yourself and believe in your hustle, because like no one will come to save you. You're in this shit alone, and you have to believe in yourself that as much as you're doing it with pain, with struggle, with strife, with everything that you have, that one day whatever you're doing is what is right for you, and a future you will be really proud of you. Because like personally I believe like so many people out there missing on opportunities and not doing the best that they can, and they are quite aware of that. Like you look around, you ask someone like, are you doing the best you can? They'll tell you no, because everybody knows that they can do more and they can become more, and it's in them, and they know that they have to get that out of there. So most people don't do it on a physical level, but virtually mtu anasema kuliko ning'ang'ani na maisha, probably anaenda kugame so that at least he can attain a goal. Like when someone is playing a game, he has a goal in mind to win, and when he wins in that game he feels good. So at your effort ndo pia inafai kuja kwa maisha. Like life is also a game and you really have to win. So most people who don't feel like they have that life is meaningless, it's because what they're providing in the world lacks meaning. Whatever they're providing is not as valuable as it might seem. That's why they are not having value in them, because like you are what you eat. Get? And if I say you are what you eat, it means your input also determines your output. Huwezi compare mtu amesoma vitabu 3 na mtu amesoma vitabu 15. Like the numbers don't lie. Like there is evidence in the work, manze. If your sacrifice is proper, your sacrifice will definitely speak for you. That's why wanasemanga let your work speak for you, manze. Personally, when you look at these guys from the Bible, Paul and everyone, we don't talk about them for who they are, but we look at what they did, the books they wrote, the miracles they did, and everything that they did is what speaks about them. And that's why we acknowledge them from every perspective. Christians acknowledge their work and acknowledge that indeed God is powerful, but because God used people and God used them, they had to work because the work was them. God worked on them to an extent that it's the same as artists, manze. Unapata artist like he's the work, venye mnaenda kumwona hivyo kwa show, that's not the work has already been done. Umse wakati alikuwa na grind uko 7 years akisoma akishorama mistari nini, that was when the work was being done. That was the cause. Now this is the effect of the cause. You get? So like in everything that you do, it has to be cost. And like me wambia tu wase like every moment, manze, like don't lie on what you have and on your talent and everything, because you never know who is watching, you never know who is listening, because you have to do it, manze. Like the work has to be done, and the work has to be done perfectly. So every day that you wake up, usifeel nika it's not your time yet, manze. Unaweza kuwa unalala kwa matime yako, probably this is your time and you're not even seeing it, and you're still waiting, and you're like, oh, when kumbe this is the time that you should be causing this shit, so that when it starts paying up, and then you're just there and you're like, oh my God, I didn't know this is what God had in plan for me. And God has great plans for you, plans to prosper but not to let you down. So if you believe in yourself enough to wake up every morning and be like, man, I'm going to do this thing, and I know that I'll do it with all I have, and that's what matters. Hiyo kulialia ukisema why me, manze, hiyo ni vitu manze, hiyo ni vitu nafaa uko ushaacha, man. Hiyo ni vitu nafaa uko ushaacha. Like right now, life, that's why the Bible says, since the time of John the Baptist, the kingdom suffers violence, and the violent shall take it by force. And Christ says, whoever wants to follow me should take his cross. Everyone has their own cross. Everyone has something that they're going through, but they don't let it break them. And instead, through their all those worries, all those troubles, they get their act together, stand strong, and face life from a perspective of a winner, because this thing, we are here for a season, and you have to acknowledge that at some point you'll die and go to your dead relatives who have probably died earlier than you, your grandfathers and everyone. One day you'll go to them, one day your life will end, and as you live, this breath is the work that God has given you. This is the gift that God has given you, your life. And so what you do with it, it's up to you. That's why when God says he'll come to judge the living, it means that he won't come to judge only the righteous. It means the evil people will among us, and them are the ones who will come to be judged. And it's really unfortunate if you're one of them. So what I'm trying to say is, make your sacrifice, make a proper sacrifice for you to harvest a proper fruit, manze, because it's your sacrifice is what matters. When I use an example of Cain and Abel, Cain sacrificed and Abel sacrificed, and God didn't take the sacrifice of Cain, he took the sacrifice of Abel, because the sacrifice of Abel was proper. And what I mean by sacrifice is you sacrificing the future for a potential present, for you sacrificing the present for a potential future. In anything that you do in the present, is it the best thing that you can do for you to get the best result in the future? And by the future, I don't mean like you working for years. I mean like right now, this time, as this reality, this time as it passes, are you doing the most? Are you utilizing this time the best way that you can? Like what you're doing right now, is it the best type of sacrifice that you can do to attain the best type of result for your sacrifice to be accepted? Are you doing the best that you can? That's what I mean. That's what I mean. And najua probably nimeongea sana manze, probably nimeongea sana, unaona nikaa nabonga mob, lakini acha nikwambie, like me personally, I'm just trying to make the best out of my life. And every day that I come, I record an episode. I believe that whoever, it's not just for me, but this and that, one day something will make sense out of what I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to do. And that is the day that I'm really looking forward to. And that day it's near, because you are here every day, manze, making the most, doing the most, trying to just up our game and learn the most that we can from people who are engaging with us, talking to us, and we're really appreciating every effort that you guys are trying to reach out, and it's really encouraging. But every day I believe that as much as you're listening, you're getting something out of these episodes. And share, subscribe, and we really appreciate it.